Now here is my Jupiter's Legacy review, and it's going to be very short because I couldn't even get past the first episode. Now Jupiter's Legacy apparently is some comic book adaptation of a superhero comic that I don't believe most people have ever heard of, but Netflix owns the IP. And so, seeing as Netflix greenlights just about anything, this show, which I couldn't even get through the first episode of, is a perfect representation of Netflix greenlighting in any and everything. Now you have Josh Duhamel, who plays the patriarch of this superhero family, and the first episode opened with children running around, and then the little girl having a little hissy fit and activating her screaming powers. And just the acting, and I get it, they're kid actors, but they're still quality kid actors out there. And the performance, the dialogue, was just utter crap. Like it came off like CW made a movie, and this is what we got. Because after that whole interaction between the three kids, with the little girl going off using her powers, Josh Duhamel appears. I don't know his character name. I don't care to know it. But he appears, and he has, this gray beard that looks obviously fake. Now, if this is his real beard, then it looks fake. But I believe it's not his real beard because it looks awfully fake. So right there, again, just the quality in the production is inferior when you can't even get the costuming job right. And then you fast forward, the daughter and her brother, Josh Duhamel's daughter and son, you fast forward years later, they're in their 20s, and they behave like a bunch of freaking teenagers. Like the drama that goes on with the son who's trying to live up to his father, you see him get into a conflict with some, I guess, low-tier villain who he can't handle. And he gets beaten until his father shows up and tosses the female villain into the ceiling, and she crashes down. And the dialogue exchange in those scenes, like she calls him like a douchebag, and she tells him when they're about to confront each other, you need to back down. It's like the dialogue speak that's being used, it sounds like a fucking 12-year-old wrote this shit. Like the dialogue was atrocious. So, even before the action between the two characters unfolded, like the dialogue was garbage. The only cool thing about that part was the people who were robbing some truck. They had these like gorilla face masks on while they were shooting their guns, which looked real cool. But when this female villain arrived, like they were willing to shoot up cops, but they like paused and had an unnecessary back and forth with this chick instead of just shooting her as soon as she kept walking towards them. But anyway, the father arrives, tosses the villain up to the ceiling, and helps his son in this battle. And the son character is the one that's trying to take up the mantle for the Utopians. I guess they call their little hero group, or that's their hero moniker. And the daughter is some drunk. And again, the drama between the children, the drama between the children and the drama between the children and their parents, it comes off like these people are like out of control 13, 14-year-olders, but they're supposed to be 20-somethings. I mean, and again, just who wrote the dialogue for this shit? You know, it's like you don't even have to be a nitpicker to notice how noticeably bad the dialogue is. You know, again, I was tempted to watch more of it because when you delve in a little bit of the past, you know, you get some measure of how old they are. It flashes back to, I think, 1929. And they showed Josh Duhamel's character and his brother when they were younger in a business with their father. So that aspect of it, if it was just maybe focused on him, like him and his brother, and flashing back between when they were younger without powers in the early 20th century, and then as they got powers, like if we were just focused on them, and instead of this like Riverdale CW drama that they have going on with their 20-something-year-old kids that act like young teenagers, if they would have did away with that drama and focused on the adult characters, maybe I think I would have got through the first episode and probably been able to watch the first full season. But the child characters, who are supposed to be 20-something adults, but these, you know, children adults, like those characters were just so annoying and agonizing. And it was just such cliche bullshit family drama between the parents and the adults, which made you not have any sympathy for the children at all. And the fact that we kept getting scenes focusing on those characters is why I just had to exit. I had to exit the first episode after watching about 30 or 40 minutes of it. It probably wasn't even that long. I don't know how long I watched it. I think I at least watched 20, 25 minutes. It's just a horrible show. Because if the first episode isn't good, like if the opening is whack and most of the first episode's not good, then I'm not about to watch some shit that I don't like. So this will be my only review, my first and only review, because this show is hot garbage.